When it comes to filmmaking, the quality of the film is a factor for you to win. But I always believe that we go back to the reason why we are making films, and that is to tell a story.
You said, the best tool is not the latest camera, but a heartfelt story.
We have to go back to the essence of filmmaking. What is filmmaking for you? And para kay Sino ang pelikula.
What did you mean by that?
Ang Gadyasang Suba was entirely shot using a mobile phone. And if you are just there to tell a story, then I don't really think that making a film out of a mobile phone is a problem.
How do you stay true sa imo voice?
I believe that
Welcome to the Builders Podcast, where we celebrate the people who build, create, and inspire. The Builders Podcast, presented by Buildmaster.ph. Real stories, real builders, real talk. I'm Charu, and in every episode, we sit down with builders from all walks of life.
What are you willing to lose in the name of progress? Because most of us don't realize what we've lost until it's gone. We see it every day. Roads and buildings rise overnight, but floods worsen. Rivers dry up, and somehow we call it development. Today's guest tells stories that cut through that illusion. Films that start with emotions, but end with truth. He is an independent filmmaker from Gimbal Eye Film Society, best known for Hasang, a Cinemalaya 2025 finalist and NetPac Short Film Award winner, and ang Gadyasang Suba, winner of Best Short Film at Sinag, Maynila. A builder of awareness, a voice of nature, and a keeper of memory. Direk Daniel De La Cruz.
thank you so much for inviting me and for having me here in this amazing platform, the Builders Podcast.
Yes, Direk, welcome. And you've already greeted me. I will also say glug, 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 glug. That means congratulations, Gid, sa success ni Hasang and sa Gadyasang Suba. I've watched your short films, and those films gidya moved me. And of course, I look forward nga today's episode, ang aton conversation will also move a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes. But let me ask you this. During my introduction, I have this question, Direk. So, para sa imo, what are you willing to lose in the name of progress?
Wow. I think I'm willing to lose comfort in the name of progress. I mean, as individual, most of the time, di ba, nahadlok kita to step out of our comfort zone, to try something new, or to just, refrain from the conformity that the society were pressuring us to do so. I am willing to give up all of that. I'm willing to give up all the expectations. I am willing to give up the system. I think that the progress comes with discomfort. And that is some of the most important thing that we have to remember in life.
I mean, that's really beautiful. And I think that a few people, not everybody would be willing to give up comfort.
Yeah.
Diba? Because especially nowadays, like, tanan na pangita ta convenience.
Yes.
But for progress, you're willing to give up comfort.
Yes.
How about, what's the worst setback you faced, and how did you respond?
I think when I believed that I was a bad writer, I was once told by somebody na hindi ako marunong magsulat. Hindi ako marunong magkwento. And I call it a setback because naniwala ako, nagpati ako. And there were times that I really thought about maybe this is not the right path na I'll be taking. Maybe I was meant to somewhere else.
So you had doubts?
Yeah, I have so much doubts within myself kasi wala ka man gid sang makapitan eh. You cannot talk to anyone. Like, I mean, you can share. You have fair share of struggles in life. You could share it to the friends and family, but they will not understand the degree of of what you are going into, because not everyone were filmmakers.
Yes.
Not everyone understand as well how the industry works.
Mhm.
So, though sa akon lang, I have to step back and to think of it. But I was so happy na ginpadayon ko lang. Like, I said to myself that I have to try it first before I give up, because as a stubborn person, wala gid ka pamati mostly sa tao sa palibot ko, I have to see the result first before I conclude na hindi gid man ni para sa akon.
Yeah.
Like, ganon.
You remind me of that story about the frog pala.
Yeah.
Like during
frog
the race.
ako, ma'am.
Yeah, hindi man.
So,
Glug-glug. Tilapia. That story about the frog where there's a race sila. They have a race and then there's this frog and then everybody was shouting hindi niya kaya, loser siya. But at the end, the frog won. But then, why did the frog win? Kuno? It's because the frog was deaf. Gali. So, it's like, para sa aton man nga, we don't listen to others' opinions. And that's a very good example para sa imo. It was a setback. Yes, you believed it, pero you were able to come out of it. And look at you now. Oh my gosh. Sino to siyang
Si... Eme lang.
So, of course, your journey was not easy, di ba? And so, of course, as hindi kita perfect.
Yeah.
Tell me about some mga mistakes that you made and that you wish you could go back and fix.
When it comes to filmmaking, I felt like yung pinakatako o kuhingan sala is I tried my best to become someone else. Like, syempre, when you are starting in filmmaking, diba, there are some people that you look up to. Yes. And their styles, their films, their voice, syempre, sundon mo ina because you felt like it is the right thing to do. I was so afraid to do my style, to follow my voice before, because I thought that it will sound weird, look weird to other people. So I think that's the biggest mistake that I faced, because tani nangin true na lang ako sa self ko. Tani gin-accept ko na lang ang self ko. I mean, my style and my vision are imperfect, but I believe that amo na ang makapahatag sa imo sang unique vision and voice. If you will follow other people, pali-parehas na kayo tingog. So, sino pang pamatian naton if all of you have the same voice? And that's the biggest mistake that I had when I was younger.
You could have,
Yeah, I wish I could fix it. At least.
Yeah. Mas early. Okay. Speaking of your childhood, diba? I mean, of course, after all the fame or before pa niyang mga awards, before the applause kay Direk, who is Direk Daniel? Before. So, I have here, how about this photo? Sino sila?
This is nanay, yung lola ko. Ang kalbo, ako hindi. So, yeah, basically, I grew up in Uma. So, I am proud nga taga Uma. I grew up in province. I came from Sitio Malaumaw, Barangay Birnuaan, Gimbal, Iloilo. So, it's really a rural areas. Si nanay was actually the one who raised me. Siya gid ni ang ara sa tupad ko growing up. I don't want to sound unfair, of course, sa ako yung mga parents. But sila man siguro, they will agree na nanay raised me. My papa was working in the city, so siguro once or twice a month lang kami nagkikita. But I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not trying to say na sana we see each other. But my mother parang left the country when I was in grade 2. So I guess it's around 16 years. Nawala na kami nakita na. So I can say na probably she missed not just half of my life, but almost my entire life, because I'm 25 now. So those were the years nga wala yan nakita ako growing up. And it is not as usual as the OFW and a child in the Philippines connection eh. Medyo iba yung amon relationship
ni
mama. What do you
mean iba?
We don't sustain that connection for some reasons.
When was the last time you saw her, like, physically?
Nung grade 2.
Oh my God. Do you still remember her face?
Subong parang, oh my God. Subong parang hindi na. Hindi na. And the worst part is that I'm parang na-forget ko na yung boses niya, yung voice niya. And I wish I could hear it more.
It's fading.
It's fading. So, yeah. So basically, I have to rely on resilience. I used to hate her. I used to hate Mama. But I still call her Mama. I used to hate her because do ka unfair for me as a child growing up nga she was able to raise a child, di ba, in abroad as an OFW, pero she wasn't able to raise a child, her own child in Philippines. And siguro mo na ang napipinsaran ko growing up. Parang there's already hatred towards her for some reason that I could not explain. Siguro I felt like I wished I was that child na lang she was able to raise. Kasi do ka unfair, like for example sa mga PTA meetings,
school, yes.
mga wala
activities.
Oo, sometimes araman ng lola ko eh. I can pull them naman. I can ask them naman to join PTA meetings, Christmas party, family activities sa school, di ba? Pero kasi my lola is already old eh. And she's also taking good of yung mga kasapatan. Di ba? I mean, basically uma. So hindi niya na mabayaan ang balay. And I understand that part. Pero most of the time naman, I can pull them, I can ask them, I can beg for them. Pero sa linggo hindi na lang.
It's different.
It's different.
It's your nanay that goes to
school. Pero yung medyo happy part naman, yung mga nanay sang friends ko are becoming my mother. Na-remember ko nung first communion, wow, for the share. Nung first communion kasi, we were required to have parents on our side. I don't have both parents on my side. And we were walking down the aisle, paagto sa sa altar. Kasi syempre, first communion. Ako lang sa mga classmate ko ang wala ginikanan sa tupad ko. Pero hindi ko pa na mag-gets, like I don't understand it. Parang usual lang.
Yeah.
Tapos na-realize ko lang when I was crying because one of my ang parents ng classmate ko, ang friend ko, naghambal nga, nagpalapit. So yung niya, ako nanay mo today ha. So parang hindi ko siya ma-expect as a child, hindi ko man mag-gets actually what it means, di ba la? Pero
you're too young to understand the context. Why was it happening?
Yeah, pero those were the days na until now when I realized it, hindi ako nalulungkot or Tagalog. Wala ako nasubuan or wala ako gakaugot. I consider it as a blessing.
Yes.
I mean, there's
because
someone
may kindness yapon nga natabo sa imo. Regardless of the loss or absence. May kindness nga nagabulos.
Yeah, and it felt weird because I don't really think that I am a good person. I mean, I have a lot of imperfections. Pero God is blessing me with a lot of kind people around me. Friends, colleagues, and it's just those people who just genuinely want to become part of your life.
Yes.
So,
ano ayo mo? Your nickname? Tuto. Okay.
Tuto.
So, looking at your photo, you were 2 years old, looking at Toto, if you could talk to Toto right now, ano ihambal mo siya?
Tani, nag-diet ka. Hindi, seryoso. I think I have to say to Toto na your dreams were valid. I mean, I really thought that all of our dreams were unrealistic and unattainable. But you have to, and thank you. Thank you for being so brave and being so resilient enough in life. This young Toto had been through so much in life. And I think I have to apologize as well. Na I wish life would be more tender for you. I hope that life would become more fair to you. But I'm so proud of Toto. I'm so proud of him na hindi ako mag-ibe. Bahala ka muna. Hindi ako mag-ibe. I'm so proud of you. And madamo ka pala buton because I know that you have been in moments in life na you wish it would ended earlier. But, mangin part ka pa sang The Builders Podcast.
Yes. You're still here. You are here.
So, thank you. Thank you, Seiya, for being so brave. I'm so proud of this young man. Bisan niya.
Good.
Thank you, Direk. Very proud man siya sa imo of what I'm sure.
Siya si mo.
Oo. Nagstoryan kapi-kapi. Hambal niya, hindi ka lang manugid kay Direk. Okay.
So, I want to talk about, Direk, your short films. Yes. I have watched Hasang and Gadya Sang Suba. And it hit me hard. The first interpretation ko sa Hasang was, of course, the very general siguro interpretation sang tanan-tanan, which was grief. Because I recently also experienced, losing someone. It's really beautiful and haunting somehow para sa akon. And of course, each person, Guru, who have watched your short films, we have different interpretation kada isa sa aton, diba? I've seen you received your award for Gadya Sang Suba this time, The Tale of the River Monster, during the Sinag Maynila 2025, and Gadya Sang Suba won the best short film. You said something very powerful there nga hindi ko malipatan. You said, the best tool is not the latest camera, but a heartfelt story. What did you mean by that?
Ang Gadya Sang Suba was entirely shot using a mobile phone. Actually, wait. This one. This mobile phone. Wala sang microphone, wala sang lights, wala sang any other equipment. Let's say a tripod na lang. So there were two, no? A camera, a mobile phone, and a tripod. I say that not to disregard the efforts of big productions in making films. I'm not trying to disregard their efforts and the investments that they had. But many filmmakers like me, coming from the region, do not have an access for all of that equipment. We don't have access for resources. Hambalo na lang naton kalabanan sa mga independent regional filmmakers, mga pigado. So that's how we can simply say it. But it doesn't necessarily mean nga pigado kita, wala kita sang istorya. So I have to say it because there are many filmmakers from the region nga nahadlok to try filmmaking because wala sila camera. Nahadlok mag-intra sa isa ka competition because they feel like they will be outcompeted by others who have invested in their equipment. I mean, that's a factor, diba? That's a factor naman talaga.
Valid reason.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of the film is a factor for you to win. But I always believe that we go back to the reason why we are making films. And that is to tell a story. As long as you are telling that story, you have successfully transcend your message to your audience. And that's, for me, is the foundation of filmmaking. I appreciate that the community is growing, the industry is growing, di ba? Damo-damo nakita sang mga bag-o nga mga equipment. I mean, it brought by technological advancements and I guess the demand as well in the industry nga dapat na migid man ang quality because it will it can make us go so far. We can compete internationally. But again, we have to go back to the essence of filmmaking. What is filmmaking for you? And para kay sino ang pelikula? And if you are just there to tell a story, then I don't really think that making a film out of a mobile phone is a problem.
It's not gonna stop you if you don't have really good equipment.
Yes.
As long as you have a really good story to tell. When you received the award, what was going on sa imo mind?
May one word lang ganyan nagsulod sa pinsar ko that time. Bako, beep nyo na lang niya. Pero amugin na yan nagsulod sa mind ko. Because all those years now, 2019, nagapasa naman ya ang Gibalay film. Kag kami man, nagapasa man kami individually sa mga films namon sa Cinemalaya. So 7 years ang ginulat namon to actually become a finalist. And ginpangadi ko gini siya, kulang na lang mahambal kung nag-alay pa ko itlog para lang makasulod as a finalist. So we are cheering for the artists, for the filmmakers who have won before. So wala gid sa mind namon nga may makuha pa kami. Ang ginapaminsa gani namon after some awards magwa kami kag manyapon. So amo na lang ang sa mind namon. Looking
forward sa dinner.
Oo, amo na lang gina-look forward namon. Tapos gintawag Hasang for an award. So katulo kay kami, maano kita. Like sino man na kag ano ang hambalon because everyone is expecting to do a speech after you receive an award. amo ko, shit, amo ko, ano yung hambal ko man?
Namayayaw.
Like, oo, amo ko, ano yung hambal ko man? Like, wala kuya word sa mind ko. It's just pure gratitude. And I was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Flabbergasted.
So,
pero it was really surprising.
polluted word.
Na-surprising ako. So, nagpanawag ako, nagkato sa stage, nagkuha sang award. Pero, gakuhaan ako na award sa smile ako. Pero on my mind, ano yung hambal ko?
Yes, yes.
So, yun, I started off na lang like glug-glug. As a greeting, di ba?
Yes.
Tapos, I go back, siguro nag-reminisce na lang ako. Nga, ano ba lang ginhalina namon.
Yeah.
And I still remember the Gimbal Icon Society that we waited for this
Yes.
long to be here. Like,
You
not win
mentioned
award.
7 years in that speech.
Oo. Nagpasalamat ako sa tanan nga naging part sa ano. And it's a privilege kasi. So, I have to take that privilege purposefully. So, I speak in the local language. Dahil ligay nun, yung pasalamatan ko ang pinakauna nga platform nga naghatag sa amon sang oportunidad, which is the Gimbal Icon
Yes.
Society, because it is a must, di ba? Pasalamat na ni sa ila. Yun, so those were the things running through my mind. Despite, nga damo-damo, pa ako tani gusto i-mention bala, like sila ni Direk Arden Rod Condez, sila ni Sir Joe Andrew Turlao, sila ni Direk Jonathan Horilla, Direk Leonard Billones, and other filmmaker friends who became parang naging mentor or who have guided me all through this filmmaking. Parang
Yes.
ganun ba? I just really want to thank them. Despite nga, I know they don't really wanted to be mentioned that way or perhaps na i-highlight sila because medyo mga grounded nga people. Pero
But you
I just
felt nga
really
they need to be
thank them.
credited.
Yeah, I just need to thank them because they have paved the way.
Everybody who have watched Hasang,
Ah.
particularly Hasang, we have different interpretation
Yeah.
for what the movie's message is
Ah.
really all about. Pero since you're here, I really want to ask you, what's the real story
Yeah.
and message behind Hasang?
So, let's go back to the plot of Hasang because others was not able to watch
For
it.
context.
For context, Hasang is about a young man taking good care of his lola who is dying. And in their world, if you die, you become an animal. It is inspired by our indigenous belief here in Panay Island na the belief on reincarnation. Like for example, may mga loved ones kita nga deceased, then few days may makita ka na lang nga butterfly kasulod sa balay nyo, hindi gani mga kuring or ido or pispis, and your family members would tell you nga, si lolo mo ina, si lola mo ina, si tito mo ina. And I said that we can just play it crazy pagid. Let's make it more absurd. If they can transform into butterflies, dogs, or birds, why they can't transform into tilapia?
Tilapia.
Oo. From the regions, we have so many environmental problems na hindi nato na-discuss every day.
Yes.
Because numb na. Or I mean, wala na paki ang tao. Because usual na parang okay na gamara na gid manaya ang kasubaan. Like, damo gid manaya basura. And they they normalized that. But I have to find new ways for me to introduce that same topic. But in a fresh ways, 'di ba? In a fresh ways. So I really find an avenue for me to humanize our environment. What if our love towards environment has the same level of our love to our loved ones?
Yes.
Now when they die, we felt in deep sorrow, we felt the pain, 'di ba?
Yes, the loss.
The loss. So what if amo ina? So I just connected it collectively. And as much as I want to, I don't really want the film to sound preachy. Kasi talking climate, talking about it, sometimes it can get very political.
Yeah.
Other people will not listen to you because they believe that development is a must. But I have to find ways in order for me not to sound preachy, but at the same time, I help them realize what we are losing. And ano pa yung kaya nating protektahan. And I guess that's how Hasang.
Yes.
That's how I wanted Hasang to sound like. Kung sa ending ng film, if you watch it, there is a half human,
Yes.
half fish.
Yeah.
The context is that when we die, we turn into an animals, right? And the question nga, half is that, half tao.
Half lang.
Because a part of Bonnie died that day. Because wala yan na fulfill yung
Yeah.
promise kay Lola yan. And
He failed.
yeah, he failed. And we failed him. So, tanan kita. Wow. Nagdalahig ka pa. We failed that young Bonnie. And I hope that in the future, there's no more children like Bonnie who will feel that way. I hope death will feel like coming home. Diba? And I feel like I have to put it into conversation, diba? That the ending should be a sorry, not something, you should do this, do that, diba? Dapat amo ning ubrahon, dapat ipatukod ang amo ni.
Yes.
It is a story. It was ended that way because I wanted to hit the heart of the audience, the viewers.
And then, in filmmaking, diba? Like, everybody wants mainstream nowadays.
Bakit?
Yeah, bakit? Why mainstream? So, when everybody wants mainstream or shout for mainstream, how do you stay true sa imo voice?
Oo. Ako para lang tawag kuya sa mga pelikula sa TV. Kasi syempre, di ba, may mga pelikula man sometimes kang gina-play sa TV natin. Parang kalabanan sa pelikula nga nalantaw ko, ang mga Bisaya or ang mga Ilonggo, they were presented in a way nga they become a laughing stock.
Yes, because of our accent.
Because of our accent, di ba? Kung amo kami ni maghambal, dapat bala nga kadlawan nyo kami. Naugot na siya. Pero that's how I perceive it. Hamba ko dukasad because we are misrepresented.
Yeah.
There's a misrepresentation. The Bisaya and the Ilonggo community are very rich in culture, arts, the beauty of our people, the beauty of our language and everything we had. And I wish that there's an avenue for us to present that. I wish there's a chance for us to tell people na this is what an Ilonggo community looks like. We are more than our accent. And we are more than our accent na lang because language is beautiful.
Yes.
It's just the accent that they are trying to make fun of.
Yeah.
Though gets ko naman na it's cute and it's funny, but I wish that we are represented in a way that we want. And that's why I resort in independent filmmaking kasi there's a huge difference between mainstream and independent filmmaking. Mainstream, they are backed and supported by a lot of producers.
Yes.
And they are created to commodify. I mean, that's how it works. In the filmmaking, you have to take an independent route. Sometimes you have producers, sometimes ikaw ang producer. So therefore, all the choices that you make depends on you, depends on your entire group. Therefore, wala sang may nagadikta sa inyo kung ano man na ang demand sang society, sang community. So you can actually decide on your own self kung ano yung gusto nyong i-share, anong gusto nyong ikwento.
Mas may freedom.
To
decide.
Oh, that's why sometimes I don't really blame the mainstream naman for misrepresentation. Maybe that's the demand. Ako, I believe that filmmaking is community building. Just like, the Build Masters, diba? We are connecting with a lot of people, and that connection makes us as one. And it's really important because we have to, help one another. We have to collaborate. I believe that no man is an island. So we should search people around us who share the same vision, who share the same aspiration in order for us to achieve our collective vision.
Yes, I agree, Direk. And it also reminds me because, yes, as you've said, BuildMaster.ph is a community also. It's a platform. It's born in Iloilo. It's built for every Filipinos. Just like you're from Iloilo. And look at what you have achieved right now. We are proud of what we have created also on our end for BuildMaster and you as well sa imo storytelling and filmmaking. This time, I want to talk about the environment, Direk. Kung gabagyo, we just blame Mother Nature, just something like that. Pero gidi bala ang may tutuod nga sala, Direk. Who do you think is really responsible?
What are the options ba?
Sa current state naton, here are your options. People, developers, or government?
Government. And I'm saying this not because I am anti-government or perhaps kasi I know people would label me that in sometimes label me that way, but I really think that the government has the responsibility. Who permits the developers? The government. Who leads the people? The government. We entrusted the autonomy towards the government, so we expect them to behave in a certain way that our people will not be left behind. I know that the price of progress and development is pain, But I don't really think that it is called development if we are leaving our people behind. If the oath of the government is to serve its people and they are not actually serving the people, then what is that service for? Para kasi ang government, para kasi ng gobyerno, para kasi yung leadership. Something that we have to ponder, especially sa mga leaders natin, ha. I'm not trying to become aggressive na blaming you. I'm just trying to help you realize what is your purpose there and why you were there. Because people trusted you. People believe in you. So I hope that you will also remember those people who put you in that power. So,
Amo na to.
Alam nyo na.
Ang next question ko dapat is if you can talk to those in power, what can you tell them about?
Yun na yun. Yun na yun.
Okay, yun na yun. Gets nyo na yun.
Gets nyo na yun.
Okay.
Bahala kayo dyan. I really hope that the government will wake up now. Especially subong kadamo-damo na sila kita sa ginatubang.
Yes.
Aside from corruption, because it's been there for so long, madamo kita sa problema sa community, sa locality natin. And I just really hope that as we solve these flood control projects and corruption, I hope that we could have also space next time towards our environment. And I think also the lack of environmental reinforcement, the lack of reinforcement towards environmental protection is a form of corruption.
Yes.
Because we have enough resources to mobilize people, we have enough resources to protect our environment, but where are these resources now? And it's a question. And
Is there, Gidman, a budget allocated?
We have. I mean, the environmental protection is already legislated, right? It's the rules. So therefore, we are expected na there's a budget for that. So it's not a one-time project. It should be sustainable. It should be permanent.
Yes. Because right now, people are suffering. We tell them, kaya nyo na yan, or kaya nyo na.
As always.
Diba? Yeah. And just as people, as Filipinos, we always say, of course, kaya na mo niya. And then, these floods, like you've said, the word normalized, whenever there's flood, ay baha. It's like normal na nga feeling, but it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Diba? Mabanga, ay gaulan kay gabaha. No. If we have planned it ahead of time, I think the rain will just remain as a rain.
Yes.
And it will not become a flood.
Welcome to the Hard Hat Zone. No holding back, direct.
Okay.
So, these...
Lights off. Wala
Not
pa.
yet.
Sorry.
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 Hindi pa ready yun. So, I'm gonna just ask you really fast talk questions. Okay? First answer that comes to mind, dapat naman. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Okay. First word that comes to mind when you hear hasang.
Environment.
If you could shoot your next film anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Iloilo. Still.
Dream collab, which local filmmaker?
Direct Arden Cordens.
Mountains or rivers?
Rivers.
Hasang or gadya?
Or just hasang.
1 to 10, how good is hasang?
7.
1 to 10, how happy are you right now?
10.
If your life were a movie, what would its title be?
The Dreamer. Whoa.
Okay. Love or career?
Career.
Break the rules or follow them?
Break the rules.
Wow. Here's your favorite question. Lights on or lights off?
Lights on.
Fame or freedom?
Freedom.
Open-minded or dirty-minded?
Open-minded. Business ba yan?
Last thing you do at night?
Pray.
First thing you do in the morning?
Coffee.
Fill in the blank. If I were not a filmmaker, I would probably be a...
Broadcaster.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Overeating.
Yes or no? Are you single?
No. Kasama.
Sorry, kinikilig. Wait, last question, but not the least, of course. Sex or chocolate?
Chocolate. After sex. Uy!
Congratulations!
Thank you!
Thank you for passing the hard hat zone. Sabad sila yan. For those people who who would see your short films or even later on your long films na, your featured films, you call it, what do you hope they remember when they look back sa mga obra ni Direk Daniel?
I hope they will remember me as someone who is ambitious. I mean, sometimes we can connote it negatively, di ba? Ambisyoso ning tao.
Yes.
But I would love to be remembered that way. I want to break some rules in filmmaking. I really hope to break as well some expectations when it comes to short filmmaking and aspire to become more than that. I mean, there's nothing bad naman, di ba, in following the path that other filmmakers have took, di ba?
Yeah.
But I wished I could, create my own path. I hope people remember me as ambitious, trying to become stubborn, ambitious in achieving bigger dreams, and ambitious enough to dream for other people.
Yes, very nice. And I think that you're already, not even, let's not say halfway, but you have a long way to go.
Yes.
But you already have found your voice. You have found your story, your storytelling. How do you call it, Direk? Is it style or
style?
Anong tawag sa filmmaking? Niche mo or
something like that.
Because people already recognize you for, if they see this film, they would say, oh, that's Direk Daniel. Like that.
Yes.
And so we always ask this question to every guest we have here. What does building something that lasts mean to you personally?
I think building that lasts is about building something outside you. I feel like it should be something shared. Because, I mean, one day, mapatay man tiya tanan. Di ba? That's the truth of life.
Mangin tilapia
Oo,
kita
mangin
tanan.
tilapia kita tanan, mangin karbaw baka pag gusto ka da, or whatever. Pero one day, we will get into that reality of life. And the question is, what's after that? Di ba? May ginpabiling ka bala, or at least you did something the community could still do. So I felt like community building is coming to my mind when it comes to building something that lasts.
So that's gonna be your legacy.
I
Let's
hope
say.
so. I pray for that.
Okay. And if you could rebuild one thing that this world has lost, what would it be?
I wish to build the connection of the environment to the people. I mean, I really hope that we can build that connection, because that connection will also build empathy. And that empathy will affect our emotion, and emotion affects our action. So it's really a full circle moment if that happens. If we do that, we rely on that connection we have to the world. We learn how to become more empathetic towards our own people, to the environment, to the world around us. So it's not just solely because we are facing environmental problems. No, it's not that. But it should be, it has something to do with protecting our home, protecting our future, and protecting as well our families.
And our memories.
And our memories. And I hope that people realize na it's not just something personal. It should be something shared to the community.
Okay. And you've mentioned you've waited 7 years. I think siguro more than 7 years pa, diba? You've waited 7 years for this dream to be a reality. So I would like you to speak to the people watching us right now or listening to us right now. What advice can you give to someone who feels stuck or tired of waiting for their moment?
Sometimes we are so afraid to take our first step because we don't see a path. But the reality is, we only see the path when we take that first step. I hope that you will not be afraid to tell your stories, even it's weird, even it's deeply personal. I always say that stories that are personal are stories that are universal. And somewhere, someone out there, we're just waiting for your stories. And all you have to do is to start sharing it to the world. I know there's a fear na people will not understand you. There's a fear na you will not please them or you will not get into their standards. But the question is, para kanino ka ba nagkukwento? And para kanino ba yung kwento mo? And it's about time for you to step up, to own up your regional identity, to get back to your roots, embrace your imperfections. Everybody do not need to have the same voice, because if everybody has the same story, then who's gonna tell it? So just start it now. Just start it now, and the rest will just follow.
Thank you, Direk. Thank you so much. Next time, or the last one, Direk, who should sit in this chair next?
I can mention anyone.
Yes, you want, sino gusto mga next guest na
Oo,
to?
I wish to have Mayor Raisa Treñas to sit here.
Okay.
Or anyone in the government. Yung question ko lang is that, what it takes ba to establish a film industry in Iloilo? And what we can do to actually start it now? I would like to ask this question because I really remember myself way back then that feels like wala ako adunan. I felt
support.
like wala support, or may araman support, but you can see that path bala because wala ka adunan and you don't feel where you actually belong. And I wish that many storytellers and aspiring filmmakers studying now will not feel that their dreams are invalid, just like what I felt years ago. So if there's an industry, if there's a sustainability within the community of filmmaking, I believe that dreams of many storytellers will come true. It's not about me naman, it's many storytellers. So that's my question. What it takes to build a film community or industry, and what we can do to start it now. Thank you, Mayor. Wow.
Oh, thank you, Direk.
Thank you.
Thank you, good, for sharing us the truth.
Yeah.
And also for building not only films, but also the stories that make us think, make us feel, and make us care.
And also pala, ano ko lang ma'am,
Yes.
that question resonates, or coming from as well other filmmakers. I would like to mention Direk Kath and Direk Richard Sumagaysay. They were one of the most amazing filmmakers from the regions kasi, from Iloilo. They just recently won Gawad. And I asked
Congratulations!
her. Yeah! And I asked her kasi, what do you want to ask? Parang ganon.
Consensus, consensus.
And as much as I want to invite them, kasi there are people kasi who can answer it naman, di ba? I mean, we have the same question So I believe na they wanted to direct it to other people. So it resonates with me. So the same question I will throw.
Okay, very nice. So, do you have anything or anybody else to thank, Direk, or to mention, or what's next for you, or anything you want to say to our listeners?
Padayon lang sa Sugilanon. And I just really wanted to take this opportunity to thank the Gimbala Film Society, where it became my home and home to many storytellers. Salamat man sa mga Ilonggo who continuously support Ilonggo films.
Yes.
Independent filmmakers. Kaya independent filmmakers is a community-based effort So ang mga pamilya, friends, mga colleagues, someone who just randomly want to support filmmaking, salamat, because you are not just supporting the film, you are actually supporting a dream. And I really wanted to take this opportunity to invite everyone to support the community, to strengthen our collaboration efforts. And I hope that we will learn not to monopolize or polarize opportunities, but to share it in everyone, because everyone deserves a chance to be heard and a chance to become storytellers. And padayon lang kita sa Sugilanon.
Yeah, thank you, good Direk, because my realization, and I hope that our listeners are also na-realize nila nga, you remind us that being progressive, diba, it's not measured of how far we have become or how far we have come, but it's a reminder that with progress also, we also have to know what to protect while being progressive.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Direk.
Thank you.
To our listeners, thank you for being part of the Builders Podcast community. If today's story inspired you, share it with someone who's building their own path. Until next time, for now, let's keep building, learning, and inspiring. I'm Charu, and this is the Builders Podcast.
What's the hardest life lesson nga na-learn mo so far?
Wala pa. Okay. Subscribe to Buildmaster and join us as we continue to celebrate the builders of our time.